Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I am a Dragon Witch. Welcome in my forest, you can say. And the ones who know me actually know how much I fought against the idea that we are, like dragons are. In the beginning of my path, I could feel the dragon so well, but I didn't know why. And the reason for that is that later I came to discover that we have the energy of the dragon too. That is also the reason why we understand the dragon. But I fought against the idea simply because other people didn't see it as, as serious. I searched a lot of people, but they didn't see this as some kind of a serious thing. It was more like a play thing, like an epic story, a role play game, and they didn't see it as, I could say, oh yes, I feel the dragon, and they would say, oh yeah, I can feel the dragon too, let's do an epic adventure. And that was not the idea that I had. And especially the closer that I could get to the dragon, the more that I could feel the dragon within, and the more that I also could remember a lot of things that I don't love to say to people because they will say it's ridiculous or it's stupid or it's a role play game. But in fact, I wrote it all down in my book of Dragon Shadows. And it was not like an epic adventure like you would expect a dragon to be. I mean, like people would expect a dragon to be. It's much more like a way of life or something like this. But it's completely different and it explains a lot. It's completely different than the life that I have now, who I am now. But in fact, it's not a different entity that you are now. It's still the same. That is the reason why you can sometimes have memories or dreams, or yeah, much more than that, or that you can have a déjà vu in your life that you said, I've seen this before in a different life. yeah. So like I said, I don't love to say this. I mean, I always saw that people are lesser than the dragon, or yeah, and that is why I say I have no right to say something like this, but I have this kind of memories, and I would love to share it with you. That you shouldn't be afraid, like I was, to accept what it is. We are dragon witches because we have a reason for this. We have a dragon spirit. It's only recycled in this life, in this dimension. And I don't remember, if I don't know if this was a different dimension or a different realm, but it also had forests, meadows, mountains. It's like this one, but I don't remember to see people, humans. But I remember that I was very careful, very cautious, uh, to not have to let myself be seen. I was, and and it hurts me to say this, but I in this remember, in the thing that I remember, I used to be this, in the spirit that I can feel a forest dragon. That is why I am so much connected to the forest, still to this day, and I can feel very well that I was not a male like I was now. Uh, it was it was different. And I was also, like I said, I was very careful of that I wasn't going to be seen. So I don't know if I can say that I saw people. I don't know about that. I think not. To the things that I remember. But I saw the other dragons, and they respected my territory very well. Like I respected their territory very well. So I could say this was my forest. And since I was not a male at that moment, I was much more female, I also had children. And I remember that one died, and that is painful. That one of your children is dead, and I didn't even understand why the little one was dead. He wasn't moving anymore, and that is something that I can say, that female dragons, once they had children, and that is what I can remember very well, is they love their children so much. They are protectors, guardians. They would give their life in, they would put their life in stake to protect their children. And that is what I also can feel with Tiamat. Tiamat is a female dragon, but she's a goddess. She's very much a goddess. But all of her children, she loves her children very well, very well. And yeah, Tiamat showed me very much of my own instincts very well, and that is why I remember it. That is why I dream about it. That is why I could see visions about it. Um, and the moment that the last day actually, I remember it. I see the forest here. I remember stomach ache that lasted for a long, long time, and I didn't know what was going on again. So stomach ache that went worse and worse until I died. I laid myself on the ground and died. And I could see other dragons looking at me and also not knowing what is going on. But that is the moment. Actually, I don't. To this day, I don't know what was going on. Some kind of a disease. I don't know. But once I was very much alone, just like I am now. But I do love this forest as like some kind of a home that I was in. I felt protected, and I felt also the things that I had on my body. Like it was such a hard things, like these. It was it scales? I don't really know, but it was a hard body that I had, very very hard. And also that is why I love my fingernails to let it grow so much, because the claws, yes, those were swords. I mean, it was sometimes even a bit difficult to walk on because they were so big, and also the hind legs, just the same thing. Um, but I loved actually this life. It was not an epic adventure. It's survival also that I needed to do. I wasn't a vegan then, but I am now, and I remember that I respected life so much, but I needed to feed. I needed to also give the children dinner and things like this. I needed to hunt. But I wasn't like these hunters, yeah, like these humans are doing now. They have a choice, but they are doing it for the fun. But I wasn't doing it for the fun. I was doing it to survive, simply to survive. And in the forest, I know that shouldn't be, hunting too much, because or else there won't be anything. And I was a bit like the guardian of the forest. Like I love to say that I'm the guardian of the forest now, but then it was much more the guardian of the forest. That is why I I was able to kill those who wanted to harm my forest. So I don't know if I would say that there would be humans, but it's yeah, it could be that I was afraid that humans would do this, but I don't know. Humans haven't been around everywhere. It could be dinosaurs. I mean, it could be even dinosaurs, but I don't remember to see dinosaurs, because humans are fairly new beings. This world is much older, very much older, and I don't know which time we are talking about. Even I don't know which realm we are talking about. Maybe it was a different realm, different timeline, different realm. There's something that, yeah, most people, when they are on the Dragon's Path, they say epic adventures and things like this. But to my knowledge, dragons just simply had their lives, and that is what people most of the time will. They want to have epic role play games, but the things that I remember was not epic at all. It was survival. It was sometimes pain, fear, but also happiness. And being a dragon was not like having fun or something like this. I remember it was a very harsh life, very, very difficult as well to survive as well. But it was a long lifespan. Oh my goddess, I had so many different kind of like it seems like an eternity that I could remember far. But the thing is, I lay down in my forests, letting the day go by, hunting, and just being there, the guardian of the forest. That is all. Nothing else actually much more to tell, unless I could remember things much more. But the thing is, I remember sometimes new things. And that is what I can remember now. And I was so embarrassed a bit, like, I don't want to say that I used to be a female dragon. I don't want to say that. Or that I had this large claws or something like this. I don't want to say that because I feel shame now. Shame for being a human that is, yeah, for what humans are doing actually. Humans, they actually are not good beings. They are evolving. That is what my dragon always says. They are evolving, they become much more wiser. Give them time. They will become much more wise when the time comes. I said when it's too late, when they killed everything and destroyed everything. And he was said, give them time. And that is what yeah, what I see in humans is not that positive. And when I see my own self in the mirror, I don't see what I used to be, what I used to was. And when I hear the stories of other people, it's sometimes similar, but sometimes it's like overreacted. Like you should actually lay down, close your eyes, and try to remember what death took away from you. I remember once I lay down on the floor and I was looking at these other confused dragons. You can see I was outside of the forest, I remember. I don't know why I was outside of it. It was much more like in a meadow, and I fell down, looked at them, and then was going out. And I was afraid. It was scary. I was afraid, and this fear is what stayed with me the most. The fear of death, the fear of the unknown, that I would leave my forest behind and leave everything behind. That is why I say I fear death to this day, and that is the reason why I was afraid of it. And I was still afraid of it, to lose everything that I know here. Most people who are spiritual, they say that they don't fear death. Well, I do. And that is the reason why. Because it stayed with me. Of the unknown, my brothers and sisters. So yeah, there you have it. A bit of a story that I have in my book of Dragon Shadows that I wrote, of memories, dreams, visions that all connected to each other. With this draconic being that I was. And it was not draconic, that's what was plain out a dragon that was, I don't know in which dimension that was, but it felt like it was in a different one, not in this one. But that is what dragon spirits do, they recycle in different dimensions. I don't want to sound cool with this, no, not at all. I don't want to sound cool with it. I don't even I'm not even comfortable to explain it all to you. But the thing is, I need to say it to you. Maybe you can do something with this. Maybe you can remember also who you were as a dragon.